morning, good night, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're in. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to each and every single one of you, especially those of you who decided, right? Because I don't know about in your part of the world, but it's pretty late. So I just want to thank you all for coming on over to join me for a late night chat and chill. So we're just going to be kind of chatting and chilling. I'm going to be reading your comments. I was feeling a little extra magical tonight when I laid down. And then I said, you know what? Let me get up. A lot of emails have been coming in. And also because the show ended so abruptly on Friday night. It did. Information way too powerful. We know how it goes. And I can get into a lot of things. But if you didn't get a chance to download, and go back and listen to the last share that we did, Overstand, Spiritual Warfare, it's definitely one to go back and take a listen. But I want to welcome you all into the Blue Room. And if you got this invitation, my goodness, then you have your galactic frequencies up. And you are definitely doing and knowing your magic. Because I sound far away. You guys can't hear me. I sound far away. The sound is not clear. Talk to me. Is it too low or is it too loud? Let me know. Oh, it's clear. Okay. Well, perhaps I'll turn it up just a little bit, just in case that you can say. So it's clear to you guys. Okay, so it's clear on your end. Perhaps maybe it's the browser you're using or the system you're using. Or maybe you guys are a little bit behind. So, yeah. Well, the music was just until we can kind of get into a vibe. Y'all know I'm the soulful oracle, and that's a big part of why they call me that. But I want to welcome you all in. I don't know. What can we call this? We used to call it Planet Remix After Dark. I don't know if we're going to go after dark. I'm feeling a little magical at this particular time, and for many different reasons. Number one, I definitely want to let you all know, thank you all so much for everyone who sent emails after the show yesterday. And for those of you who left your comments, I'm definitely going to go back and give some detailed comments. I'm a little behind on that, but I'm working on making sure we stay caught up. But I also wanted to come on because, like I said, the show ended so abruptly. And, I was desperately trying to get back on. And then I said, you know what? I'm just going to let it be. I'm just going to let it be. It was the exact place to end the show at that moment. So again, if you didn't get a chance to listen, I want to encourage you to download. You really should be in the archives. Planet Remix, we work straight out of the Akash. From the fifth dimension, we were doing that years and years and years ago. So all of the shows are going to be on time and perfect for you because the information is channeled. The information is coming from that dimension to really assist us in this time. But welcome on in. I don't want to be too formal, like I'm in my PJs, got on some shorts and a t-shirt. So just kind of relax. And I want you all to relax too. And we're just going to, get into this chat and chill kind of session. And I'll be answering your questions. I'm going to be taking your questions. This is a Blue Room exclusive. And what do I mean by that? That this is the only place we're broadcasting it from. So it's not going to be on iTunes. It's not going to be on Amazon. Podcasts. It's not going to be in Audible. It's not going to be any of those places, Spotify. It's not going to be on iHeartRadio. It's not going to be any of those places you are used to listening to Planet Remix on. It's only going to be here, right here on YouTube. So I am going to ask a favor, not a message, that we get the likes up. And just so we can kind of let the algorithm know that we are here. This is a little new for us. We're still finding our way and riding the cosmic waves as well. And doing that, Shayla says, the Blue Room, I'll be over there on the couch, just kicking it. I know that's right. And here's a funny story. Back when I first started, there was an introduction. I'll even try to see if I can find it and play it. An introduction where I invite people to come sit on the couch with me. This was almost 15, 16 years ago. I would tell them to come sit on the blue couch. And when I would interview guests, I would tell them, this is me and you sitting on the couch and me interviewing you. So if you dive into those archives, you'll be able to hear me say that in those old introductions where that's how I see it, us sitting around on the couch, which look how far we've come. Now everyone who has a podcast is sitting on a couch. It is the perfect place to be sitting in the chair or sitting in the couch. Yeah. So welcome in. How are y'all feeling? What was everyone doing today? I want to say thank you to everyone who got the Galactic E-Files. And boy, oh boy, let me clear my throat and let me clarify something here with the Galactic E-Files Volume 2. I know you all were so excited, and I'm so grateful for every single one of you who have tapped in and was able to download the Galactic E-Files Volume 2 because many people missed it for Volume 1. But here's the thing. I want to make sure, because I did say this, and if you go back and listen to the show, it's recorded so you can hear it. Make sure that when you purchase the Galactic E-Files Volume 1, you could do one of two things. You could either purchase the Galactic E-Files Volume 1 by itself, or you can get the bundle. Now, a portion of the bundle is a live call with me that all of us is getting together. A live call. That's going to happen during the month of July. Phoenix is in the house. So good to see you, Phoenix. But sorry, got a little excited there. I haven't seen Phoenix in a while. Good to see you, Phoenix. So the Galactic E-Files Volume 2, when you purchase the bundle pack, you're going to get the same Galactic E-File Volume 2. Plus, you're securing your spot for the call that's going to happen in the month of July. Now, what I did also stress is that if you just get the Galactic E-Files Volume 2, later, if you want to go back and join the call, you're going to have to purchase the bundle deal. So it doesn't make sense to purchase them both. Some of you did, and I don't want to manage your coins. Maybe you had a very good reason for it. Not a lot of people, but a few of you did. But I want to make that clear. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look up here and see that scan code right there. Just put your camera there, scan that code. It will take you to the Cosmic Astro site where you can see all of the digital downloads of the magic there. And you will see two files. They'll have the same cover. One is going to say the Galactic E-Files, right? Volume 2. And the other one is going to talk about the telepathic mystic call plus the Galactic E-File Volume 2. So if you have purchased the telepathic mystic call and the galactic e-file, the call hasn't happened yet. So I will be notifying you, just like last month, for those of you who were on the call last month, when we're going to do the call using the email address that you signed up with. So if you're interested in that or any of the other tools that you can begin to work with from Planet Remix, scan the QR code right there that says tap into the magic, and it's going to take you straight to the site. I made it real easy for you guys tonight because my guides were like, okay, how can we do this so it is a lot easier for everyone? And let me know what happened. Is the replay of last month available? There was no replay for last month. Last month for the live call, if that's what you're speaking of, I did that that was just something I did on the spot. And then Spirit said, and you guys said, please, I got so many emails, please keep doing the calls to go along, because the call is going to be totally different information than what you received in the Galactic E-Files. Totally different. And those who are on the call know. So that's going to be the difference between that. Now, when we get ready to do the call, you will have an opportunity, if you're not live, to still listen to the call during the month of July. Just during the month of July. I will be doing this every single month because energy changes every single month. Many of you are waiting for readings, one-on-one sessions for me, and I am working on that. And, the good thing about the Galactic E-Files, it's what you can take with you and do no matter where you are in the world, no matter what you have going on in your life. You can put it on, you can listen to it, you can do the activities, and you have the whole month of July to be working on it, Welcome on in from Fuji. We got international listeners in the house. Oh, go. I don't want to mess the name up, but welcome on in. Welcome on in. So hopefully that helped. If we have some more questions, we'll talk about it. But I want to welcome you all in and definitely want to give a big shout out to everyone who's in the Blue Room, because tonight it's just us here in the Blue Room and we're having a late night chat and chill. So I thank you all. Let's get the likes up so people can see. We got Lola Falana in the building, our moderator, as well as all of Planet Remix in the building. Self-Invested, we see some of you in the building. Ring the bell for Self-Invested, as well as the Divine Priestess. I also want to say happy Born Day to everyone celebrating a born day. It's Cancer season, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them on blast on the 25th, which will be crossing that line. I'm going to wait till we cross that line, and then I'm going to give a birthday shout out. But welcome to everyone. Let's do this. Tell me where you're from, what city, what state, what country you're representing. And yeah, and we're just gonna kind of, we're just doing a late night chat and chill. We're gonna do that. I'll be taking your questions. You guys are gonna have to, move a little slow motion for me, but I'm gonna take your questions from the Blue Room. So welcome on into Planet Remix. I am Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle, and just so thankful, so grateful for you guys to be here. Yaya is here from Dallas, Texas, is in the building. We have Debbie in the house. And ooh, Debbie, I don't want to mess that name up, but from Canada. Canada is in the building. Serenity is here representing Jamaica. ATL, Jennifer is in the house. Erica is here representing MISSISSPPI, Mississippi in the building. Kinetic Killer. I love y'all names. I love that name. A Kinetic Killer representing Philly in the building. Well, Philadelphia, yes. And Tweety the One. I love that. Representing Denver. Oh, Sheila is in the house. Hey, oh, Sheila. Elnora representing Little Rock, Arkansas. Galactic Sea is in the building representing Illinois, but a resident of the ATL. Xander is in the house representing New Jersey. Good to see you. Tanya, is it Tangi? Tangi representing Columbia, South Carolina. Sonic Boom is in the house representing Vegas. I was just watching something about Vegas, one of the shows they got coming up in Vegas. Minga 377 representing Florida in the house. And representing Utah is Roshia or Rashara representing Utah. Lance is in the building. Let me slow it down. Representing the Bronx, welcome on in. Lance Arthur, welcome in. Shiva representing the NC. And Miss April is representing Southside, Chi-Town, Chicago. Mermaid is here. Karen is here. Sierra is here representing the Netherlands. Oh, how beautiful it is in the Netherlands this time of the year. Young season 2. I love that. Just makes me... It's Byron from New York. Welcome on in. Asia is here representing Ohio in the house. Welcome on in. Miss Little, we gonna say, hailing from the Marsh Islands. Wow, sis, you way out there, Donna. You way out there. Brittany Vibes representing where my heart is. Durham, North Carolina. Got a lot of family and friends there. Representing Durham, North Carolina. And let's see, who is this? Cherie representing Los Angeles by way of Fort Lauderdale. Uplifting Sunshine, what a beautiful name. In Texas, Luna Mystic. I love it. Luna Mystic 888. Come on now, representing Charlotte, North Carolina. We got Lola Falana, of course, representing Chicago, and Divine Tish representing my born city, Brooklyn in the house. I was just listening to a little bit of Little Kim and who else was rapping with Little Kim? Somebody else, and they was doing a tribute because we know we got the hip hop season, all of that coming up. Brandy, welcome on in, Brandy, Priestess Brandy. We got Roberta representing Georgia in the building, kicking it in the kitchen, of course, with Queenie. Hey, Queenie, representing Wisconsin and Illinois. Yeah, welcome on in. We got Danica representing Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's always been a mouthful for me. It's just been a mouthful to say that. I don't know. I think I might have been about 10 or 12 years old before I could, before my tongue would just relax enough to say that, to put that all in. Well, I want to say welcome to everyone who's listening to the seen and to the unseen. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those invites up. It is just us. This is a Planet Remix exclusive. It is a late night sort of session we're having here, late night chat and chill. And I thought instead of going over to Astro Magic or opening up the Psychic Lounge, that this would be a little different. And plus, I could reconnect from the other night when we were disconnected. So this is how this thing is going to go. If you all have questions, if you have something you want to talk about, we're going to do that. Yes, Jennifer, this is a Blue Room exclusive that's happening. This is exclusive right here to the Blue Room, right here to YouTube. So get those likes up. But if you have a question, ask me a question. I'm going to answer your questions. We're going to have some conversations. I'm going to ramble on a little bit. I'm going to do that. And yeah, just kind of check in, see how you all are feeling, how you're doing. Still some pretty heavy, frequencies coming. Lots of portals are open. Lots of things are going on. So know that these things are happening. A lot of past life information coming to the surface. We talked about that on Friday night. So a lot of that is happening. We're going to take this time and also ashe to the ancestors, send some love out that way as well. But yeah, other than that, I got me a little liquid magic, got my crystals, and I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm vibing. I'm chilling. I'm good. Yeah. Priestess Andrea. And you just put it right on Front Street. Priestess Andrea said, Ms.Blue, can I get some more LM? Code word for liquid magic. Yes, I'm working on it. I know I keep saying that. No, Lola Falana, there's no call-in number tonight. No call-in. No call-in. We are just exclusively here. We are exclusively here. We are just right here. We are just right here. Just right here. Ms.Blue, my brother's born day was a few days ago. Is he coming through? And what's the message? Hold that question. Hold that question for me. That's a good one, but hold that question. Here's what I would love for you all to do. Ask more collective questions. Because y'all know I can do the personal questions. But since we're here and we're all here and it's kind of magic, chat, and chill, let's ask some more collective. Oh, we got the priestess coming through. It's about to be a whole vibe. The priestess, the gift is in the building. Priestess Erica is here. Priestess Andrea is here. Priestess Brandy is here. I know I done missed another priestess because I thought I seen another one and another one. They'll be coming through. Journey, you like liquid magic? I have some things coming. It's almost done. I know y'all think I'm over here just twisting my hair and putting on lip gloss and brushing my lashes, but I really am working. I really am working, doing a lot of work. And it's almost done. It's almost done. I'm getting to it, I promise. But let's ask some collective questions. Let's talk about some things collectively, not so much that's individual or personal, but collective, some collective things that we can kind of get some understanding, which can also be for you as well too, because personal is going to just, y'all, we'll do personal in a minute, but let's just kind of warm it up with that. Okay, I won't ask about my sweetie and our future together. I love it, Jennifer. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Are we all going to make it to the new earth? Priestess Andrea asked that question. So here's the thing. The new earth is already here. I guarantee you, if you take a moment and you look around in your life and you really are doing your work, you're going to know, because there's going to be times when we kind of toggle between the new earth and the old earth, especially those of us that are here for service. Especially those of us that are here from service. But you're going to know there's a time where it's going to feel different. You may go into your favorite Starbucks that you always go into. And as you're walking in, it's a feeling, it's an energy. It really is a frequency. It's a whole vibe of how you're understanding, how you're seeing the world, how you're perceiving things that are happening. And it also is a physical experience in a different kind of way. It's not just a mental experience for being in the new earth. It is also a physical experience. You may drive down a street that you've driven down all the time, and you may go down this street and all of a sudden notice like a whole building that you've never seen before is there. It could be a store, could be a building. You could have remembered maybe an older business there, but when you go by this store, all of a sudden, it's something new there, something totally new, something completely new. And you think to yourself, now I know I just went by this store and something else was here, and now is something new here. You're going to start seeing new things. You're going to realize that your taste starts to change. And these are some of the symptoms of what you're going to see, what you're going to realize about yourself, more importantly, when you're stepping into the new earth. You may have a favorite food that you eat at a particular restaurant, or maybe it's even a dish that you make yourself. You're going to taste that, and it's not going to taste the same for you. You're going to require something different, something a little bit more refined and elevated for most of us. You're going to crave more things that are natural. You know, we were talking about war to raw and how raw is war backwards. I shared that lesson with you guys. You're going to realize that you are going to be looking for things that are closer to its natural state. And this is how you're going to start noticing that one, you have stepped into the new earth. You're there. You're going to want to start building something new. Many of you may feel the need, even if you just moved during the pandemic or when things were going on, you will start to feel like maybe it's time to make another move. Maybe the work that I thought I wanted to do, that may be changing for you. Or you may be wanting to get some different kind of education. Your taste in music may change. Your style of dressing and how you present yourself is going to change. These are some of the indications that you have stepped into the new world, that you're in the new world. You know, it takes me back to something Dolores Cannon, ashe to her, always talked about when she was talking about the new earth, and really one of the four leaders, I would like to think, along with ourselves here on Planet Remix, that was talking about the new earth. You could be laying in the bed and the person laying next to you could be in the 3D world and you could be in the new earth. It's not going to be a physical place that you go, yet you will experience things physically completely different. Everything will be different for you. Your seasonings may change. Your taste in certain cuisines are going to change. I had some perfumes that have been my OGs, my go-tos for a very long time. And when that crossover strongly happened for me a couple of years ago, I found myself sort of diving deeper into wanting something a little bit more refined, something a little bit more unique. You're going to require a little bit more attention to detail, to yourself and to the things that you're doing. You're going to notice things instantly. Notice when things are out of place, not because you're picking up judgment, but because your awareness is that heightened. These are some indications that you're moving into the new earth. Now, I want you to also understand that humanity as a whole, as a collective, many of us want to stay on the 5D. And for the most part, that is certainly a possible thing for us to do. We can do that. But in most cases, we're going to kind of be swaying until we can find that frequency for ourselves. We're going to be tethering back and forth. You're also going to know that things that may have been an instant trigger for you, it's just not going to hit the same for you. You're not going to be walking around all day saying, I got time today. You're not going to say that no more. In fact, you're going to realize, and this may seem a little strange, but you're going to become more aware of time. Not from a position of time controlling you, but understanding the significance of time and how precious your time is and where you're choosing to make your connections. That brings me to another point, and that is you're also going to recognize this, and this is going to be pretty powerful. There are no more contracts. So this soul contracts, from what my spirit guides and teachers have shown me, we've been out of contracts. We have really been out of contracts since 2012. And for those of you who are old enough, you're going to realize that you recognize there was a major shift around that time. Of course, we have waves of people who were elevating their consciousness coming to be. But what really happened is all contracts were resolved. You are an independent agent. Now, some of us, it took us a while to really understand that, because those contracts, those soul contracts that we had in place with each other, we kind of leaned on them as a clutch for us not to grow, as a clutch for us not to take responsibility for ourselves, as a clutch for us to not evolve ourselves. We used it as a clutch to stay in unhealthy relationships, to stay in unhealthy friendships, to stay in unhealthy work situations, and also just to be in very unhealthy environments for ourselves, because we were using it based on the precursor of this must be a soul contract that I have. And so I have to fulfill this contract. And so that made us susceptible to compromising ourselves. Well, those contracts have been dissolved. They've been dissolved. You're a free agent. But the beauty in that, and I want you to see the love and the power and the beauty in that. Every single person, and we're just going to talk about people, that is connected to you in your life, it's because you generally have chosen to have that person in your life. And so the goal is to have them there because there is a mutual caring, a mutual love, a mutual connection, a mutual love and respect for each other, because nothing else is binding you to where you are. Now, if you want to follow the laws of the land and say that because everyone else says to do this, I'm going to do this, that could get pretty tricky for you in a lot of things in your life. But I can assure you, we are sophisticated spiritual beings on the planet, and our higher self got you, I promise. And sometimes that's really a hard road, because you may have set up an agreement with yourself. See, it's different when I make an agreement with myself and I feel like there's some sort of soul contract between me and you. The agreement I have with myself that I pre-made, which we call predestined, some of those things will not be broken because you put them in place. So if you said, if it's 2023 and I am not want to go any further and do whatever it takes for me to wake up and start really doing what I feel my soul is calling me to do. If I don't have the courage to do that by 2023, put me in a position where I'm forced to do it. So if you think back to 2019, during the time of 2021, when we went through the whole row thing, so many people lost their jobs. And many of the people who were forced out of their jobs that, by the way, they hated. Now, of course, there were some people who really loved the work that they did, and it really fed their hearts too. But we're talking about the majority of the people who felt that they were doing work that wasn't feeding their soul. They had lost their spark of creativity. They had lost their light and hope in humanity. They had disconnected from their bodies and their families. When the shutdown happened, and it forced everyone to go inside, and I've said this before during that time, it forced you to go inside of you, because so many hours were spent idle. You know, when I was growing up, one of the sayings that people would say, the elders would say, is an idle mind is a devil's workshop. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I think sometimes sitting in silence is some of the best medicine and healing that we can do for ourselves when done effectively. It gave everyone who were forced into that position some sort of inner strength. It lit the fire and gave fuel to the fire of their passion, of their spirit that lived inside of them. It activated creativity in so many ways. I don't even think we have truly seen what that ignited inside of us, because waves and waves and waves of people, those of you who listen to the remix, you know, we talked about it, where people were waking up at that particular time. And they were able to do things they never thought was possible. They never thought that they could miss a week of work and not lose everything. They never thought it was going to be possible for them to get a vacation to spend time with their children. They absolutely never thought they would be able to enjoy the things that they were working so hard for. And not only did they discover, wow, I could live, but I don't have to do something that's not in alignment with me. That was all about alignment. So many people started businesses. I remember, and I don't remember the year it was, but it was some years ago on Planet Remix. And it was when a lot of the Walmart employees, and you guys may remember this, when the Walmart employees they were striking, and they were striking about their benefits, and they were striking about things that was happening, and striking about things that was going on. And someone came on, it's recorded in the archives, and said something. And I said, don't worry. They was like, Walmart is taking over. They're trying to build a store. They're putting all these mom and pop businesses out. I said, don't worry. It's going to come a time where mom and pop business, or what we used to call mom and pop business, which is the entrepreneur business, is going to rise again, and even stronger than before. I also talked about something else, another prediction I made because I got this in a channel, is that soon we will only eat food that is grown in our states primarily. And so, state to state, farmers will start to come back on the scene. And farmers have come back on the scene. And so, you've seen a lot of people go into farming. So, I think I read something where someone said, it seems like we're moving backwards. We're not. But one of the things that happen, and for those of you who study astrology, you know that what happens when a planet appears to go retrograde, it's the appearance, because no planet truly moves literally backwards. But from the position where we're standing, it feels like it. I'm going to give you a physical example that one of the guides just kind of showed me. And I want you all to know that this is true. I want you to think about this. If you've ever been sitting in a car, if you've ever been sitting in the car and looked right over next to you, and as you're pulling in, the car pulls out behind you, and you look over and you think you're moving, but you're not. You're not moving. But it feels like you're moving backwards, but it's the car next to you. So when a planet goes retrograde, and in particular when Saturn goes retrograde, he's checking off to make sure that what you're building, because he wants it to be something solid and something real. Something solid and something real. So we're going back over a lot of things because remember, it's a lot of souls on the planet. And so a lot of things are coming back up. Something else we talked about, I really, really feel eventually we're going to build a museum. And in that museum, you're going to be able to go in there, and you're going to be able to go in there and see the Constitution. You're going to be able to go in there and see all of those things, the amendments, the constitutions, because eventually we're going to have to come up with a new one. We done made amendment after amendment after amendment. We are totally in a new world, in a completely new world. And everyone wasn't invited to the table. Everyone wasn't invited to the table. And so we have to do something that really encompass all of the beings on the planet. And eventually we will get there. It's enough of us on the planet that is conscious enough that we are slowly, slowly, slowly moving the needle in that direction where that will happen. So the main thing is to make sure that you are doing your work, because it is making a difference. It's making a difference in your life, and it's making a difference in the world. Now, it seems like it's a lot of people who are aware, because I don't even know about that word conscious anymore, or woke. We understand what it means, and it's not a negative connotation. Actually, it's a powerful word. But for the understanding of it comes a lot of action. And a lot of that action has to do with self-responsibility, collective responsibility, and taking action to move forward. A lot of it has to do with creativity. That has to do with creativity. That is the only thing that's going to change the world, is creativity. Period. That's it. That's the only thing that's going to change the world. That's it. So, that's the main thing. That's the main thing that's going to change the world. It's creativity. And it has to do what lives inside of you. A lot of these major transits that you hear us talk about in astrology, when we talk about, Pluto moving into Aquarius, and we talk about different planets moving in Pisces, Saturn moving in Pisces, these major transits that will go on for a very, very long time. You got to remember the moon is moving fast. The moon moves fast. It's going through signs every 2 to 3 days. It's woo, 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 it's over here, it's over there. It's moving fast. And then it repeats its cycle again. But you have generational planets such as Pluto. That's connected to a generation, a whole soul group. So when you hear astrologers and we talk about or we speak about Pluto, we're talking about a whole generation, a whole soul group that have come with a mission. They have a mission, just like with Jupiter. They have a mission on this planet. And that's collectively what they do. This is where you hear terms like Generation X and Generation Z and baby boomers. All of these soul groups have come together. That's why a lot of them think alike. Gen Z think alike. Most of the baby boomers, they think alike. They got some of the same traits. This is why when we start to talk about our parents and our grandparents, we can see the similarities. We can see no matter what part of the world, part of the country, we can go back and we can look through history. While this collective group over here on this continent was doing one thing and this collective group over here was doing something else, but we can see how they all were doing something similar, even though they didn't have communication, because they came with an oversoul sort of kind of mission for their particular soul group. And that was the work that that particular soul group collectively was doing or was supposed to do and did on the planet at the time that they came. So there are some soul groups that believe you got to go to school, you got to get an education. My parents came from that. You're going to work hard and then you can have what you want, because that's the gift that their soul group brought to this planet. I think about my children and I think about their soul groups. One of the things I never had to talk to my children about is smoking cigarettes. And I never had to talk to them about food. They don't smoke, and 99.9%, and I'm talking about tobacco cigarettes, like, like Cools and Winston's and Marlboro. I'm talking about that. They don't smoke cigarettes, and they decided on their own that they wanted to be vegans. They don't have the same commercials that I had growing up, because their soul group, it was certain things embellished into their DNA that they came to really kind of work with. So I hope that answered your question, Priestess Andrea, so that you could get that. And so I wanted to kind of give you all, hopefully that answered the question about the new earth. Every time we come in Planet Remix, we are on the new earth. And I know that there are many times that when you leave here, you're on the new earth, and it's going to be different for how we experience that. But the goal is to maintain that 5D frequency and to stay in that 5D frequency. That really is the goal, because you'll be able to see things from a holistic point of view. You'll be able to see things from a holistic point of view and have a greater understanding of what's happening. Your wisdom will increase. Your spiritual gifts, you have access to everything when you're in 5D. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nakiba said, I went to an induction ceremony a few weeks ago. 2 of the 4 college football players sitting at the table with me were vegetarians. Absolutely. And I guarantee you, no one made them become. Now, we've had people who have set precedents and have done this on their own in many soul groups. And if you go further back, you will see that's where many of us started. You understand? So it's always going to be the trendsetters. There's going to be generations that come back and look at the work that we're doing and say, whoa, they were ahead of their time. You understand? They're going to say, wow, you was doing this, taking spiritual classes and, you know, thinking about energy and thinking about quantum physics and understanding about the universe and yourself and doing things using your psychic ability. They're going to be blown away that we are doing this work at this particular time. It's just kind of like when we go back in history, and one of the hub places is ancient Egypt, and we all are in awe at what they knew and what they understood. And we think, wow, they understood about astrology and astronomy. They understood about the land. They understood about the unseen world, the spirit world. They understood all of this with no technology. But they forgot, or what people tend to forget, your greatest technology is the technology inside of you. Everything that's in the universe, I truly feel that as above, so below is a little bit more than just a metaphor of what's happening in the cosmic sky is happening inside of you. That same map of the Milky Way, those galaxies, those billions and billions and trillions of stars, that's inside of you. And our body replicates everything that is above, and our body replicates everything that's on planet Earth and even some of the other planets as well. It's so much that we don't understand about our energy centers, our energy chakras. And I talk about this all the time. You're so welcome, Priestess Andrea. I'm glad I answered the question. So it's so much that we don't understand about ourselves. And so it is through us learning and seeing these reflections in our world, in our galaxy, in the universe, that we begin to start seeing how we're not so different at all. We're really not. And now that we're talking more about aliens and we're even starting to realize we're not, I don't feel like we're any different. I told you guys, I really feel everyone here is a hybrid of sorts. And we all have been many different places. I've seen this in the Akashic records when I was doing the soul sessions, when we were doing those sessions and I would take people under and they would come back and share their stories and tell information. You can't make that up. You can't. And then to see it in alignment in our lives, in our day-to-day lives, you can't. You can't. So I'm glad. Galactic Sea says, taking notes to leave them behind for the next generation, like grandma's recipe book. I love that. And that's a beautiful thing. I actually have my grandma's recipe book. I can't cook like her. I can't even pretend to cook like her. But I got a red velvet cake. I got a lot of her recipes. Astronaut Warrior says, are you still considering the group past life readings? Yes, because anyone who was a part of the group past life readings, listen, out of this world. The one-on-ones are so special because I absolutely love when we get that one-on-one time. Like, it's really nothing like it. But working in a group is powerful too, because everyone gets to go in and do things in a different way. Ms.Blue, there are more and more sightings of aliens and UFOs. Did they really land in Vegas? And did the people really see them in their yard? So I don't know if Lola asked the question or if that is the question. Here's the thing that I want you all to know. Do I feel that there was a real sighting in Vegas? Yes. I feel there was a real sighting in Vegas. Now, when you say, did they really land in the people's backyard? Here's the thing. I believe, and I'm going to say it this way. So many people called in, but they did choose to focus on that one family. But there were many calls. That wasn't the only call. They talked about some electric blue light in the sky. Even some of the police officers reported seeing the light in the sky. People reported hearing the big boom and the sound. And I really do feel that it did happen. And there were people who did see the ship, and they did see what was in their yard, whether it was the backyard, the front yard, in the sky. And I also think that there were individuals who didn't see and sort of jumped on the fanfare. But you're going to always have that. That's always going to happen. Do I think it's going to be the big one? I think it was there. A part of it was to stir up a distraction, because a couple of things happened prior to that. And I don't know if you guys were aware of it, but I believe it was NASA, don't quote me, that had a panel of these experts. And I remember hearing, and I just kind of skimmed by it, I didn't stop, where they were talking about these are intelligent people. They have PhDs, they are scientists, and they are this, and they are reporters. You know, they have accolades, they have won awards, and they have done this, and they have done this, and attempting to give some sort of disclosure to say, we can't just keep saying that this doesn't exist and the people want to know. Well, the gag is the government already told the people that they know life exists and they've been in contact with them. We've heard many people who have worked for the military and the government who have shared their stories and told. Many of us have their personal account. I have my own personal account. And many of you have your own personal account. So, in my mind, they're real. I think it's a very elitist mentality to even begin to ponder how vast our universe, our galaxy is, and to think we are the only quote unquote intelligent being that exists. Like, to me, you know, that's a little cray cray to think that we got all this going on and bloop, we the only ones. That's it. It's just us. Bloop, we just here. We haven't even figured out what is in our ocean. We haven't even figured out what is in our forests. We can't even tell what's really going on in our sky and our atmosphere. And you trying to tell me all of this is just moving and evolving? It's just the sun is just shining, the moon is just glowing, and the wind is just blowing, and the rain is just raining, and the trees is just growing. You know, all of this is happening. And it's only right here. It's only right here. It's only for those who won the lottery that got to come to Earth. That's it. That's it. No, 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 nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. No one else. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, I will tell you this. Most of the beings, and I am in contact with a lot of them. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. Most of the interdimensional beings. Do I feel they're also here? Yeah, they're here. I even seen a few throughout my life. They're here. I believe they're here. But when I say that, real recognize real, and I've never really felt like Earth was my only home. Never. I just haven't. If I'm gonna be honest, just haven't. And this started when I was a child. I didn't have the language or the understanding of it, but I just always just kind of knew something was a little different. And I'm sure many of you have felt that way throughout your life. I just knew that it was something greater, something beyond this understanding, beyond this body, beyond this experience, beyond this mind. And I feel that we're hybrids of being in this space. We're hybrids. And, my guides have really shared that. But make no mistake, Earth is where it's at. It has to be for those of us who have chosen to come here, because that's one of the things I have been told is that this is, we signed up for this. This was volunteer. We volunteered to come here to experience, and it's not a curse. If you feel that this is a curse, because I hear people say, "Oh my God, I never want to come back to Earth again." Well, you're doing life wrong because you signed up for this. And it's not to say that we can't sign up to do something and then discover we don't like it. That can happen. We've seen it happen. Many people that has happened to them. But this isn't some hell. But that goes back to old religious teachings that make you think that if you're here and you're suffering, you're supposed to. That is not true. And it doesn't have to be your reality. But if you drink the Kool-Aid, then you're going to feel as though anything that makes you suffer, anything that you experience, it's supposed to happen here. And this is what this place is about. And it's not. Otherwise, there would be no need to expand your consciousness. There would be no need for the earth to ascend. What are we ascending for? If this is hell and this is doomsday and we can't wait to get out of here, what are we all doing? What are we doing? That's not the purpose. I don't really feel that, and none of my guides or spirits have shown me or told me that. One of the things when you leave the earth plane, and this is what the guides have told me, you don't take your emotions with you. You only need that here on earth. So they laugh when you think you're not supposed to have emotions. You came here so you can experience emotions. And so that you could somehow master. And I know we have a tricky relationship with that word master, especially those of us that is coming out of the African diaspora. It doesn't mean to dominate, to control, to crush, to brainwash, and to demolish. That's not what it means. It means that you are in the constant pursuit of understanding and knowing. You understand? This is what it is, and you have a understanding of it. You overstand it. That's what it means. You're supposed to feel. You're supposed to. Your emotions are indicators. Why do you think there are so many systems that are ancient and new that is built off of your emotion, that frequency? That's a whole nother light language that is speaking to you, but it's designed to help you. It's supposed to be internal and not external. But we thought emotions was only something we give to the world, but it really is a gift to you. If you look at the main 7 chakras, each one of them is tied to an emotion. If you look in the body and you study Eastern medicine, they can connect your emotions to your organs. In ancient Egypt, they understood it through the glands when we were talking about the chakras. And this is how the world got another perspective than from the East of the pineal gland and the third eye. Because we're talking about the glands that is connected to all of these major energy centers on the body. So never think you're supposed to be a robot and not have emotions. But emotions should never come first. This is almost like you starting your car. And when you start your car and everything lights up, think of that as your emotions. When one of those lights start blinking, you don't immediately slam on the brakes when you're driving 75 miles on the interstate. You take note of what is the message telling you. And then you begin to start using your intellect and your intuition, and your superconscious comes on and says, oh, it says I'm about to run out of gas. Let me get off at the next exit. So, emotions are beautiful. One of my quests here, and I know you all who have been working with me for a long time know that I tell you, the world has to rethink this whole thing that we know about emotions, because we've been so twisted with that understanding, as well as the ego. And when one of my spiritual teachers taught me about the ego, it changed everything. We've been lied to about what we thought was ego. And as a result of that, it divided society. It divided the masses. It created separations in families. It created a caste system. You know, we're not told you're not supposed to celebrate yourself. And I'm not talking about boasting, bragging. I'm not talking about that perspective. You're not supposed to think good of yourself. You're supposed to not think you look beautiful or think you look nice or know that you're confident in yourself. You're not supposed to do that. I'm not talking about arrogance, which is totally different. But you are supposed to wake up and say, you are amazing. See, because everything that you think you are, this is what you confront in the world. If you think you ain't shit, you think you always cheating people, you think you always getting over people, you think you always out from people out for money, what you're really saying is that is where your insecurity lies within yourself. That's what it is. Jessica J says, I hear a lot of talk about non-attachment. Yes, you have to learn how not to be attached. But here's sort of my take on that non attachment. If all is one, I'm just saying, what do I need to be attached to something for? Because it can't separate. I mean, it's real simple. Easier said than done, but really just process that thought. If all is one, that is the first understanding that most people get when they come into consciousness. All is one. So if all is one, what am I chasing any person, place, or thing for? Because it's already a part of who I am. I just have to get into the frequency that I really, not just in my mind, understand that, but in my spirit. I have to embody that. I have to go beyond a belief in that. I have to know that to be true. And the challenge is we don't know it to be true. And this is why we think, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna pay. I don't know. And this is how we do that. But if we really embody all is one, what a different world it would be. How different would the world be? How different would our relationships be? How different? How different would our language be? How different would we talk to each other? How different would we approach each other? How different would we? How different would our society look? Because then I would know, if all is one, what I'm doing to you, I'm doing to me. See, it's happening, but we just don't see where it's coming from. We think, no pun intended, that it's coming out of the blue. No. Nothing. Everything comes out of the blue. It's a natural process of this world, this planet we live in. The sky, the waters, everything comes out of it. You know? And so we use the word program a lot. We use the word program a lot because it's so easy to move energy and to shape energy and to change energy. I'm looking for a quote because I think I heard this today. Let me see. Let me see if I can get some. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can get. I don't want to get too off track, but it just kind of. I think it's John 14 verse 20. I want to use this reference because I think it's one. It's one that we all can kind of easily find a reference to. I think it's John 14 verse 2. And it says, on that day, you realize that I am in my Father and you are in me and I am you. And then 14:10 talks about, I'm trying to get to this point where I was looking at something someone had sent me. And it says, do you not believe that I am in the Father and the Father is in me? The words I say to you, I do not speak on my own. Instead, it is the Father dwelling in me, performing his works. And the point of making that was to understand that we are all God in our essence, or the universe, or the divine in our essence, which means we are limitless. But that's a scary kind of mode to operate in. It's kind of like someone telling you, I'm going to give you this car and you can go as fast as you want to. 99.9% of the people are not going to go over 75 miles an hour. Why? Because most of our roads have been regulated. Code word, we've been trained that you shouldn't go much faster than that. Maybe we'll push it to 80. And the person says, no, go as fast as you want to go. You have to sit back and ask yourself, why will I not go faster? What is it? What's holding me back? Is it fear? Because I feel that maybe I'll lose control of the car. Is it because I've never gone faster than 75 miles an hour? Or is it because I have just been trained that you shouldn't go faster? And I don't want to step outside of that, of what I'm used to. And the reason I tell you that is because sometimes that's how we live our lives. We live our dreams. And we think because we haven't done something that it's not possible for us, that we can't do it. This is why it is good when you feel called to do something, not that you copy that person, but I know you guys take a lot of strength from me and say, I'm going to go try to do that. Yes, do it. It's the same way when someone breaks the world record in track and field. And they'll say, oh my gosh, it's never been done. And they go through this big hoopla. The next track meet, you get 10 people who hit that mark. Why? Because they needed someone to show them it can be done. It can be done. So I want you to think about that. I know we're doing just this late night session. I want you to think about things in your life, and I want to think about where it's something you want to do. You're thinking about it. But somewhere in your mind, it's telling you it's not, I don't know if that's possible. And I want you to entertain and just kind of flirt with that thought for a little bit. And then I want you to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself the question, I know how this person is doing it, and I know how that person is doing it, and I may know how someone else used to do it in the before, but I want to know, how can I do it my way? One of the things that helped me on my spiritual journey is I was very specific, and it may be my makeup. Call it astrology, call it whatever you want to call my blueprint. I like when I do shit the way that I know no one else is doing it, and it's coming from me. Like it could be the same action, but it's different. It's something about it that's just, it is your divine blueprint stamp I put on everything I do. And that's why when I get emails and people say, oh, I was listening to so and so, boom, 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 I know that you did this. And I know you said that, Miss Blue. And I know that's the way you do that because it's a signature. And what I'm trying to tell you is you got a signature. You got to find it. You got to ask yourself, bring that forward. Bring that signature of me forward. And then you will get that response of, damn, wow. You will start to say that to yourself. You will start to feel that for yourself. You'll be like, oh my, whoa. Instantly, you have detached. You've detached from everything and become one. You've detached. And guess what? You're going to be so excited for your self-discovery, for your self-mastery, that when you do unleash it and put it out in the world, listen, baby, listen. You're not even going to care if one person don't like it. You ain't going to care if 1 billion people love it because you've gone beyond that. You have gone beyond that. You have gone beyond that. You're not even worried about who listened, who didn't do, who liked it, who didn't, who cared, who said you should do it this way and you should do it that way. You know, I got a little bit of a rebel inside of me. And even though I went to school for business, everything that they told me to do in business, I did the complete opposite. Except for when they wasn't paying me. Even when they were paying me, I did the opposite. But, you know, I had to do it kind of low key. So when people said, you're never going to be able to have anybody listen to you if you call yourself, of course, the whole name is not my name. Like, let's not be crazy. But if you call yourself Blue Raspberry Wind, no one's going to listen to you. I'm that chick that goes, okay, well, that's what I want to do and I'm going to do it. Okay. I did it. 8 million and growing. I don't even count anymore. Listeners around the world. I did it. Oh, you're not going to be able to teach classes and do things. People never seen what you look like. For 14, 15 years, people listen. People came to workshops. Never seen a picture of me, ever. People said, so you telling me people send you money and they don't know who you are? I said, they do know who I am. But they never seen you. No. It worked. When everyone was doing live events, Spirit told me, you're going to do online. People said, it will never work. We've tried it. It doesn't ever work. Now everyone has a community. Everyone got a university, a school, a class, or a group, or program and coaching, and everyone's doing it. So this is why I tell you. But see, you have to be all in. This ain't one of them things you can kind of go back and forth. You have to be doing it, and the reason has to be greater. There were certain things that I needed to understand about me. And as much as it seems like it was for everybody else, it had nothing to do with everybody else. It had to do with me. It had to do with what I needed to heal. It had to do what I needed to discover. It had to do with my self-love and my self-esteem and what I needed to understand about how I work. It's about what I loved, what lit me up. And a big part of that, of course, is connecting with all of you. But make no mistake, I love this work. Absolutely. No one does it Saturday after Friday, after Wednesday for 14, 15, 16 years, and you don't love it. It's beyond love. And I share that with you all, not from a bragging point of view and not to tell you, because I'm also the type of rebel that if I'm doing something my way and it doesn't work, I'm going to ask for help. I grew up learning, if you don't know what to do, then you got to get with the person that does. I'm not going to struggle. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to ask for help. I have a lot of people that support me, that help me, that I've learned from, that I've taken classes, that I've studied under, that I've done things with. I'm not above asking for help, and I'm not above not knowing. When I don't know something, I'm going to let you know. That part, that over there, I don't do that. I remember one time someone wanted me to help them with a spell. And I'm not talking about playing word plays. I'm talking about a real spell. Not talking about, oh, well, when we say words, that's technically a spell. I'm not talking about child's play. I'm talking about a real spell on somebody. And I told them, I don't do that. That's not what I do. You got to get with someone else to put a spell on someone. That's not what I do. I don't do that. And when it comes to you guys, very rarely will Spirit have me do some of your work. I don't do your work either. I say, here's the steps, here's the guides, here's what you should do. And guess what? It's up to you. You got free will. You got to do your work. One, because I know you can. I know you can. So I wanted to give that to you guys. I know we're talking and I'm answering questions, but I trust that that's helpful on your journey. You got to ask for your signature, your way. You got to ask for that. That's something you got to go deep within yourself and ask for that. When your shit start blending too much and the waters is starting to look a little murky and a little muddy, and it looks like you kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul and stealing from this and stealing from that. It's going to take the vibration down. But you got to ask. I was taught what you wish for someone else, you wish for yourself. Well, that is a universal law. It is a universal law. It is. And it does fall in the law of karma, in a sense. There's no way that you can put something out on someone without putting it out on yourself. No way. So, clear mind, pure heart. And then we have to understand the role of the mind, because the mind is powerful, but the mind should not be leading. I'm sure there's debates about that going on in the world, where people think your intellect, that's not going to get you where you're going. It's going to be a difficult road. And I've been saying this for many years. Trying to live on this planet without intuition, that's very difficult. Very challenging. You're going to need your intuition. And things are slowly but surely. We've been hearing about the return or the rise, however you want to say it, of the divine feminine, which never left, but it's becoming more prevalent in everything that we do. and everywhere that you go. So remember, if we want to change the world, and I know many of you do, creativity is the only thing that changed the world, and authentic creativity is the only thing that's going to change the world. It's the only thing that really is going to penetrate. So many people on the planet have raised their awareness and they can see bullshit coming a mile away. Mm-hmm. That's right. Self invested, Shaniqua. The mind is a tool, careful of the task distributed. That's right. That's right. That's right. So it's just easier to be in a space of a higher frequency. It's better for your cells, it's better for you, it's better for everything. And then the other thing, it's not about being quote unquote a perfect being. In essence, we are perfect. We are perfect for the moment we are in. But the decisions we make is what can allow our imperfections to rise to the occasion or rise to the surface. So think of it that way. You know, it's real easy to say, I don't need to change. I don't need to grow. I don't need to. Well, you're kind of cutting yourself short of your own greatness, of that genius that's inside of you. If you feel that there's not, I know that I can learn something from everyone. I tell you guys, when I'm here, I'm the student and you are my teachers. And I mean that. I totally mean that. Yeah. So that's what I got. Let's get those likes up. What time is it? I got to watch the time on y'all. I'll be sitting here and the birds will start chirping. My tree will start waving at me. You know, the sun will come out, try to kiss me. All kinds of things will start going on. Yeah. So what else is good? Mm-hmm. What else is good? Are we still awake? We still awake. We still got over 100 people in here. That's good to me. Y'all are still awake. You need a reading, Kayla? Well, I'm going to be opening up for I have a special reading. Is vitamin D good for us? Yes. Listen, most of the people on the planet are deficient in vitamin D. I've said this for eons. Vitamin D is not really a vitamin. It's more of a it acts more like a hormone in the body. But vitamin D is so good for you. It's always better if you can get a good source of vitamin D and you can get it with K2. You need the K2 because the K2 is what's going to help it get deep within the cells, get past the blood bone barrier. It's healthy for you. It's a good support to have the vitamin D. And one of the best times to take vitamin D is to take it at night. Take it at night, right before you go to sleep. You know, but vitamin D is good for you. It's good for you. It really it's kind of like the conductor. If you think about an orchestra and you know the conductor is in the front and he's the one that kind of tells how the music is going to go, when the music needs to go up, when it needs to come down, all of that. Vitamin D deficiency can cause a lot of things in the body to go wrong that science hasn't caught up with. That science will have you thinking you have all kinds of ailments or modern medicine all kinds of disease when the fact of the matter is you're just vitamin D deficient. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it helps your immune system. It's good for your brain. It helps improve your mood. It protects from cells becoming free radical and turning into cancer, helps your teeth, um, helps your cognitive function, um, good for your blood pressure, excellent for helping with diabetes, especially anyone who's insulin resistant, because insulin is like a hormone and it's connecting itself in the blood and the sugar and helping with the fat storage and all of these different things. So, in most cases, most people who are vitamin D deficient, and I found this out some years ago about myself, or who is insulin resistant to some capacity, your vitamin D and K2, you're deficient. You're deficient in it. You are. So if you know that you easily bruise, you have issues with bleeding if you cut yourself and it's hard, or clotting underneath your nails, some of the things they say, red, your stool look red, look black, that's a sign that you could be K2 deficient. Yeah. You can get you some sun, but let me tell you something. It's going to take a whole lot of, you're going to be in the, you're going to have to move somewhere where the sun never stops shining to get caught up with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, they talked about that. So it's a lot of research that has been done. And thank goodness there's so many souls on the planet that have been able to do so many different research and put out a lot of good information to be able to help with your understanding. I'm not against modern medicine. I think we need it. It's a lot of things that we need modern medicine for. Um, but really, is something I've learned for some while, and I kind of share this with people I love and care about. You guys are family. If something is going wrong, who cares how you heal as long as you heal? Because many people, many souls have many different ways that they want to go about healing. And sometimes when you've been in a deficient state for so long, taking a holistic route sometimes may not be the fastest route for you, and you may need something immediately. And then you can work on the energetics and you can work on the holistic part alongside. I've seen a lot of people take themselves out of here by having a mindset that it has to be one way for them and they get to do it their way. But I would say to you, if it is something, sometimes, everything has an emotional component to it that goes behind it, or better yet said, there's a metaphysical reasoning behind it. And sometimes it's quicker for a person to get over something. Maybe it is to have that surgery. Maybe it is to take that medication. And then you can work on healing the emotional component, because if you don't take care of that aspect of it, you will never be able to free yourself and find relief from whatever you're doing. You'll keep having surgery after surgery, or the medication will have to increase. The dosage would get stronger and stronger, or you will keep getting sicker and sicker because you haven't got to the source. of what it is. So you still are doing the healing. No one or no pill, no medicine, or no surgery can cure you if you are set in your mind based on whatever it was to open up that to become a fragile point in your physical body. Nothing can heal you. Nothing. So consciousness has to be there. There are hospitals and places where people can heal without surgery. And I've done it and seen it done. I'm not talking lip service here to you. I'm telling you what I've physically done. And some of you have bared witness to that, that have had things wrong, or your loved ones, or your children, or people. And I've been able to assist, and I say that very humbly, in them turning their situation around. But there was something that was also going on. It's that that person was in agreement to allow that energy to work for them. And sometimes when we're not in agreement with that, it's because we have to get an understanding of it. This is why there is a rise of spirituality, and so many of you have come online with all of your spiritual gifts, your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, your clairsentience, your psychic abilities, your mediumship, your clairknowingness. There's like hundreds of clairs, even some we haven't identified, and doing the work that you do, whatever, if it's with herbs, if it's with singing, if it's with, Reiki healing, if it's with massage therapy, if it's, with painting, if it's with whatever it is, doctors, nurses, teachers, psychologists, we've come online to assist with this. And if you've been doing this work, you will know that even though you may be doing something that is pretty much considered to be worldly, or what they would say in the old world, a little mundane, people will tell you there's something different about you. You will only get certain clients that will come to you. People will feel like you are doing something that may be, quote unquote, a part of your job description, but you'll be changing their lives. I'm not telling you that out of rhetoric. I'm telling you because as I came into consciousness, I would hear these stories from people I work with, and they would tell me things like that. Oh, you changed my life. I'm like, how did I change your life? I'm teaching you what I've been trained to teach you as an instructor, because that's a big, strong part of my corporate background is a corporate trainer. I'm following this syllabus to the T. I'm following this certification to the T, and I'm teaching you it word for word. I'm not ad-libbing. I'm not putting my own spin on it. I'm not doing anything different. But people were telling me, oh, you changed my life. I was sick yesterday, but I knew if I could make it to work and get a chance to talk to you, I would feel better and they would be healed. At that particular time, my consciousness was, I just thought I was smart like that. I was intelligent like that. That's what I thought. Yeah. That's why I stay up late at night. I go over my information. I'm taking all of my classes. I'm making sure I'm on top of my game. That's what I thought. I thought that's what it is. But of course, I realized it was something more than that, So I don't want anyone to make you think in order for you to be quote unquote woke, awake, or spiritual, that you have to have one of these titles. I want you to start thinking of yourself as ... So you could be a doctor, but ... You could be a doctor. You could be a tarot reader, and a this, and a that, and a healer, and a this, and a that. You could be all of that. Because wherever you go, you bring your spirituality, you bring your consciousness, you bring who you are, you bring your magic to the table. That is what you're presenting. That is the foundation of what everything is. And so many times I see people want to jump ship. They want to get away from the people who sleep. And sometimes we need to, don't get me wrong. But a lot of times we don't. Because we can do that and we can do this and we can do that and we can do it. We really can. Mm-hmm. We really can. So it's so many things that we can do. So don't limit yourself and don't feel like you have to take on titles that other people have in order for you to be recognized, in order for your soul to feel like you fit in. Know that you're greater than all of the titles. And then be true to yourself and what it really is. Or you're going to eventually crash and burn. You're not going to have the strength to go on. Sometimes things are not working, not because you don't know what you're doing, but there's something greater for you. But you're so busy trying to figure out what the person on the gram is doing, and you want to do exactly what they're doing, that you done cheated yourself. Not realizing when you get into what you're doing, you're going to pass everybody. But you can't get there because you thinking the grass is looking greener for somebody else. Listen. Tap in. Get your greatness. Get your uniqueness. Because no one else has that. No one else has it. Nobody got it. I promise you. Tried and tested. Nobody got it. Nobody has it. And I get it. In the beginning, we have mentors. We have people around us. Honor that. Honor those mentors that you've been lucky enough to have in your life and to connect with that has sparked something inside of you. Honor that. And then honor yourself and say, not how I can do this better, because it's never about a better. You can't do anything better than anyone else. That's some bullshit that the world made you think. That somehow you're going to figure out something and you're going to do it better. You can't do anything that I do better than me because it's me. Now, you can get better at what you do, but you can't get better at what anyone else does. This is where the whole competition thing comes in. But something I learned a long time ago, and I was really taught this when I was growing up, that there's no such thing as competition. Either I can help you or I can learn from you. That's it. So either I'm helping you or I'm learning from you. That's it. No competition. It's no such thing because you can't be me. Even if I wanted you to be me, you can't be me. You can't. And I can't be you. Even if I wanted to be you, I can't. It's impossible. But that's a contradiction in our world. The contradiction when you drive and you find where the restaurants are in your city, in your town, in your state, in your country, and where you live, you will see restaurants right next door to each other. Gas stations right next door to each other. You think they worried about competition? Nope. Everybody's trying to figure out how can we be unique? When you come over here, you get something you can't get from nobody else. That's what's going to make you come back. That's why you at Buc-ee's. You at Buc-ee's, yeah, you can go get gas anywhere. Yeah, you can go get you a barbecue sandwich anywhere. Yeah, you can go over here and you can get you can go over here and get a car wash. But when you come in Buc-ee's, this experience, you can't get this nowhere else. Nowhere else in the world can you get this. And they already know that. Chick-fil-A knows. You can go get a chicken sandwich anywhere. You can go get some waffle fries from anybody. But when you go to Chick-fil-A, that customer service, that attention to detail that they give you, chances are 2023, you not fixing to get that nowhere else. You can't go nowhere else. You can't get that nowhere else. You're going to be hard pressed to try to get that somewhere else. When you're in New York and you go get a slice of pizza, I know. You think you can go all over the world. You may can, and you can get pizza, and it might be some good pizza. But New York pizza, you're going to be hard pressed to get that same experience in New York City. You're not going to get that nowhere else. Junior's cheesecake? No. You're not going to get that nowhere else. You're not going to get that. You want a Philly cheesesteak? You're not going to get that nowhere else. You got to go to Philly to get that. You got to go to Philly to get that. And when you're in Philly, you might can go to Geno's. Oh, my goodness. Geno's. You can go get you a sandwich from Geno's. But if you go to the corner store, you're not going to get that nowhere else. That Italian, you're not going to get that nowhere else in the world. No one else is going to give it to you. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. So, yes, we all are one. But we each bring something different to the picture. Everyone has a unique fiber weave in the tapestry that makes it whole. And if you're coming with someone else's strings, then you don't exist in the tapestry of we're all one. Because you got to bring your unique string to make it whole. That's why we become holistic. We become one. But even in your oneness, there is a uniqueness that is there. And if you're not bringing that, as those great ones would say, then you are lost amongst the sea. We can't see you. You don't exist. You are unique. There is something unique that you bring to the oneness. And that's what we're all attempting to get back to. Those of us who know is to bring our uniqueness to the whole of us. So that is the micro and the macro. But see, I will put this here. That requires a higher level of thinking. It really does. It's a higher level of thinking to really process that, as simple as it seems. If you've ever watched a group of children play, you will notice that the children that are playing, those children, when they're little, they don't change who they are, but they all come together and play. They may not even like the same toys, but they will play together and bring their own unique toy, bring their own unique story, bring their own unique blankie. They will bring their own unique talk. They will bring their own uniqueness to the group, but they will stay together. But they will still stay who they are. Yeah. So, yeah. So we all are one, but there's something unique about all of us. We are one, but we're unique. Yeah. Everyone sees the world a certain way, and there are certain understandings and wisdom. That's true. but there's also a collective understanding. There's a collective understanding. And when you're able to see things, not just your way, but also see things others' way, then you've tapped into some higher frequencies. To know that their way is not, their way is not wrong, it's just their way. Mm-hmm. That's right. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong at all. Some of these ways of being, if you go too deep, they will contradict, and you will get caught in what I call a circle jerk. Because here's something I've also learned in my short time of being on this planet, in this life, is that the mind is on delay. And we can see that when anything is happening or anything is going on, the mind is on delay. It takes the mind a long time to catch up. You know, it takes the mind a long time to catch up. And that's the reflection a lot of time that we see in humanity and how we move as people and in a society. You know, a lot of times people have truly convinced themselves that what they're being limited in their lives is all that they need and deserve. But yet, they're suffering from so many things. And that's an indication that you have limited yourself. That could be a major indication that somehow you have limited yourself. You really have put yourself in a limiting position. You know, we've been taught that you should be able to endure trauma. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I don't agree that you should trauma yourself on purpose for the sake of letting people know that you're spiritual or you're open or you're okay or it doesn't matter. Mm-mm. Yeah. That's just my take. Yeah, no calls tonight. We're just here chatting and chilling. That's it. I think I answered one of the questions. I'm not sure if I answered them all, but I did. Basically, we are all growing up on planet Earth. We're all growing up on planet Earth. Mm-hmm. It is about perspective, but some things, see, this gets a little deep. Some things you got to hold what you know to be true. And sometimes, and I say this often, you got to go beyond your damn perspective. That's the problem. We're all locked into a perspective. You got to get out of perspective and be willing to go beyond your perspective. Your perspective is only as good as the moment, but we've moved into a new moment. And you get perspective from your experiences and from the past. And if you want to move forward in the future and you want to elevate and you want to manifest things and you want to create things and you want to be of service, and anyone who's done that work for a good amount of time will tell you, F your perspective, you got to go beyond that. You got to go beyond that. Yeah. You have to go beyond your perspective. You do. You have to be willing to go beyond it. hmm I saw something recently that said the heart and brain and gut work the same in how they receive, process, store, and access information. And we have to be careful in what we consume in those areas. Absolutely. We've done a lot of shows about that. And also, Demi talked about it a lot in Self Invested, um, because those are your three brains. Technically, your heart, even though it's greater than a brain, your gut, of course, your microbiome, and your brain, your conscious mind. Yep. That's why it's not just about what you put in your mouth, it's also what you put in your brain and also your feelings and emotion, how you run your energy through your body. If every time something happens, you go from 0 to 1,000, you are training your heart to not function in its natural state because the heart is neutral. But we do to the heart what we do to the brain. We give it tasks that it's not designed to do. But your heart is neutral. That's why it's the place where the physical and the spiritual world both meet. A lot of times when we think we're feeling something and we're experiencing something, a lot of times those aren't even our true emotions. Those emotions are coming from our brain, and the brain is sending a message to our heart because we have allowed our brain to believe that it is in charge, that our conscious mind, where our ego is traditionally, that it runs the show. And so it tells the heart what to do. It tells the cells in your gut what to do. And it tells your energy how to run in your body. It's running everything. So, yeah, a lot of work has been done on that. The brother from Egypt that I always talk to on Clubhouse, he is one of the forefathers who wrote about and did research on the heart and brain connection, the brother Ehab. He's done a lot of work on that, and he has a whole website on it as well too, on that connection between the brain, the heart, and even some information on the rest of the body as it connects. Yeah. So we can't just be vigilant about what we put in our mouths. We have to make sure we understand what we're processing, what we're thinking, what we're feeling, all of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's why just about everybody here is an old soul, meaning you've had more lives on earth than just this one. And so this is why I tell you guys, get out of your brain and stay out of your heart. And I know at first people was like, oh my God, Ms.Blue, you're telling people to get out their heart. Yeah, get out your heart. You don't need lessons in how to be loving, how to be kind. Not most of us, anyway. You don't need those lessons. You need to learn how to love yourself. That's what old souls came back to the planet to do, to learn how to love yourself. Because once you learn how to love yourself, everything else will balance out. But you don't need to learn how to be more compassionate. You don't need to learn how to be more loving. You already know how to do that. Now, granted, many of us have triggered that in the wrong way, but the person or what we really came back to do is to learn how to love ourselves. And I'm really happy that the brothers in the last couple of years are finally getting that message, because I've been saying it for over 15 years and they're finally coming on board, realizing that self-love is important. It's important for every being on the planet to really love yourself and learn how to do that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Self-love. That's right. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's the solution to just about everything that's happening. And for those of you who are just coming in, if you see the QR code up there, If you're interested in getting, and I see some of you did purchase tonight, I think it's still available, the Galactic E-Files. You can scan that code. You can either get the Galactic E-Files Volume 2, because that's the only one available, um, by itself, or you can get the bundle deal where you'll also be able to get on the call later. What we're calling the month of July, you guys, I've coined that to be the telepathic mystic. So we are all the telepathic mystics during the month of July. It's a very electrifying year, and July, oh my goodness, it's going to get real loud in these cosmic streets. It's going to get really loud. So the telepathic mystic, I talk about that. We're going to also do a special call during the month of July as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a big part. What we came back to do is to learn how to love ourselves. Because once we learn how to love ourselves, then we can love everything else. The reason we can't love wholly, and I'm not talking about things that are contrast, because I do believe we live in this world of duality. It's going to be certain things that should never hit your spear, or you should never really entertain, but you will have a love overall for your life, and that will become your main focus. The people, the places. I always tell people exercise, draw a circle with a dot in the middle, a circle with a dot in the middle. In ancient Egypt, when you see that in the hieroglyphs, that represents God, the center, the essence of God. And that circle, that dot represents you. And then you write everything in your world there. When you can love yourself, then that love will filter out into your world. And that's more of the reflection you will get. You will get a totally different reality. You will start to raise your frequency, and then you will begin the process of moving yourself into new earth, 5D, whatever we want to call it, into a higher frequency. And that will change everything. It'll change your perspective. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your world. And you'll know when it happens. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Well, it looks like y'all are tired of chit-chatting with me. We about to go to sleep. It's 1:47 in my world where I am. Y'all look like y'all standing still or laying down. I don't know what y'all over there doing. Y'all doing something. Y'all are doing something. Happy born day. We are in a new born day. So happy born day to all of the cancers. I want to give a big shout out to Priestess Erica. Today is her born day. Happy born day. Yeah, it's her born day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Oh, this was good. Thank you for that, Dr. Nicole. Welcome on in, you guys. Y'all wide awake? Y'all was acting a little slow motion. Y'all was a little slow motion with it. Tell the truth. Y'all was a little slow motion. You're welcome, Purple. You welcome. Oh, you just soaking it all in. Oh, Sheila. Beautiful, beautiful. So, oh, y'all still listening? Lisa, you still listening too? It's 2:41 in Jersey, Tammy. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, y'all still awake? Okay. Yeah, y'all a little slow motion with it. It's 7:48 a.m. in the UK. Oh my goodness. Y'all was stuck in a trend. Y'all are so funny. Y'all are hilarious. You've been listening, just wishing up. I know that's right. Yeah, yeah. So let's do this. I think it's a perfect time. How do y'all like the new graphics? Y'all like the new graphics? Just thought I'd switch it out since we're doing something a little. Yeah, I see. The UK is wide awake. Geo, happy born day month to the cancers. Mama Gales is coming up on the 9th. Oh, yeah, we got the cancers in the building. We got the cancer. Lindsay, you camping? You out in the woods? You know, I was watching something. Let me tell. Oh, y'all know me and my stories. Okay, so two stories, two things I want to talk about. Let me see which one I want to talk. I've seen some really interesting stuff lately. Trying to think. What was this show I was watching? No, I can't tell that one. I fell asleep on that. So that's not a good one. That's not a good one. I gotta try to get the I gotta try to I there you go, Priestess Erica. I gotta try to stay awake. I gotta try to think of this show that I've seen. Let me see. Anybody been watching any good shows lately? I have to catch up on Butt Naked and Afraid. Y'all know I gotta watch that. HGTV. I seen some good shows on there, but I think I have totally OD'd on HGTV and watched that. I'm trying to think, what did I see? Oh, anybody got Hulu here? Anybody got Hulu here? Anybody watch Hulu? There's a show, and I can't think of the name of the show, but Baby Blue had me watch this show. Straight toxic. What's the brother's name with the blue green eyes? What's his name? What's the brother's name with the blue green eyes? He playing them any movie. Baby Blue said, "Ooh, we're gonna watch this because Michael, what's his name?" She said, "You know he in it. You know it's fixing to be toxic." Cleopatra, yeah, Michael Inslee. And the sister Jax, who plays the lawyer, and they have the Libra symbol up there. Oh my, whoever wrote that ish? I, I, listen, I finished the whole series. I don't even know if I want them to bring it back. I was almost traumatized watching that. That shit had me in a reasonable doubt. Y'all, listen. Michael needs to be choked, slapped, and kicked. When I tell you, Kerry Washington, listen, Kerry, and you, my girl, I love me some Kerry. Kerry, how you sat up and thought of that, I got a whole new perspective about thinking about you because that show right there, Reasonable Doubt. Belay, let me tell you something. Me and my daughter watched that. And I don't know if I was, but here's the thing. P Valley, I'm not grown enough to watch P Valley. My stylist, love her to death. When she was doing my hair, she had P Valley on. And I didn't know what it was. But I was kind of nodding. And when I looked up, I seen a mother and daughter. outside in front of a grocery store. The daughter had on some little skimpy outfit and they was fighting. And they both got arrested and went to prison. And I opened my eyes and thought I had been shook into a past life. And all I kept thinking was, I got to get the hell out of this one. And I said, "Excuse me, what is this?" She said, "Oh, Miss Blue, you don't watch P Valley?" Come again, P who? After seeing about 15 minutes of P Valley, I never thought at my age, my young age, I would say this. I'm not grown enough. I'm not mature enough to watch P Valley. I couldn't do it. I am not grown enough, and I'm not ashamed to say, I am not grown enough to watch that show. I can't do it. I hate when people say to me, and that's a strong word, they were triggered. I watched that show and I couldn't even find the language nowhere on planet Earth that could describe what was going on. I'm not grown enough for P Valley. So I tip my hat to all of you who could watch episode after episode, because between the mama, the daughter, who's the stripper, no shade, and the mama, who's a pastor, no shade, was fighting because her mother stole her money that she was saving to get her daughter back to open up her fitness business. And her mother realized that the pastor she was sleeping with at the church wasn't going to give her a spot, and she was just going to steal her daughter's money because God told her to, and got the place with her daughter's money, and then told her daughter, "You got to learn how to listen to God and forgive." Oh, no, I'm not grown enough for P Valley. I don't know what soul level you gotta be, but I promise you it's greater than my soul level at this moment on earth. Lola, listen, I bow down to all of you. I bow down to all of you because your soul level is far advanced. I'm a baby on earth. Y'all real grown. If you can watch P Valley, you real grown. Because I can't do it. Mm-mm. And then the drunk at the club who husband divorced her and she spent all of her settlement money on strippers and then was drunk the next morning. Listen. Mm-mm. Oh, Tasha, you're welcome, sweetie. Thank you, Tasha. Oh, you curious, Sarah? Listen, Sarah, let me tell you what you do, Sarah, and anyone else who's curious about P Valley. And I know y'all think I'm exaggerating. Y'all like, "Oh, Miss Blue just tells great stories." No. This time, I want you to hear me good. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not I'm not overemphasizing. I'm not doing none of this. Okay? None of this. When you get ready to watch it, it's a couple of things you need to have on hand. And when I say on hand, I don't mean beside you, Sarah. I don't mean on the end table, coffee table, in the room. I mean physically in your hand. Number one, you need the remote control physically in your hand. And you need to have your finger so you can get out at any moment. You got to have an escape plan. You got to have your hand with the remote, finger on the remote, and ready to push it at any moment. You have to have that. Make sure the batteries is in there. Make sure you're positioned correctly. Nothing is obstructing it. You know how sometimes you can have a pillow. I got a lot of blankets on my bed. Sometimes it kind of blocks the little signal. No, no, no. You got to make sure all of that is clear. Another precaution, do not watch it while you're in the bedroom. Make sure you go in another room in the house, somewhere where other people can come get you in case you go into shock and you can't press the button and you find yourself looking at the screen with your mouth wide open. They will come check on you and hit the button for you, because I sat in that chair and my mouth was wide open. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Priestess Erica said, turn on the lights and find a peppermint candle. I'm done. Oh no, Shaniqua, I got to catch up on Butt Naked and Afraid. Jeff is in a pickle? Oh yeah, that's more my speed right there. Butt Naked and Afraid. I can do that. Emily in Paris. I can do that. Mm-mm. Listen, and please, Black Mirror. No, I haven't seen Black Mirror. Believe it or not, I will tell you guys this. I don't watch a lot of, because this is what my stylist told me. She said, I think you'll like it. They got a lot of spiritual things in there. They do. Now, that was not a lie. Lola. Lola Falana said, what's the difference? Naked people on an island compared to naked people in the club. Listen, like I said, Lola, if you don't know the difference, like I said, you way grown. 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 You way growner than me. You way grown. You way grown. Mm-hmm. You real grown. Oh, oh, cause butt naked and afraid. Listen. Mm-mm. 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 They wouldn't last 2 minutes in P Valley. 2 minutes. The credits would roll in and roll them right on out. Carrie would say, get them out of here. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. But I have to put reasonable doubt up there. Reasonable doubt. Uh, listen, I don't know. I still haven't I don't even have words for how reasonable doubt left me. And then how they closed the season out. And here's the sad part. My damn psychic ability started kicking in. And I told my daughter, I said, this mother is about to kill his damn self. I seen it. And he did it. She said, they're not going to put that on. Listen, I said they should have put all kind of disclaimers up there before you watch Reasonable Doubt. Ooh. Yeah, that was a trigger. That was some kidnapping trigger I went through. I said, oh no. Oh no. Yeah. But I'm trying to think. It was some good documentaries that I watched. I'm trying to think. I haven't watched any of the cooking shows. Oh, Millionaire Mermaid. When her husband was sitting up there watching her on video cameras in the house, that took me to a whole nother level. Mm-mm. And Michael Early or Inslee or however he say his name, my daughter said, ooh, let's watch this because Michael Inslee is in it. You know it's fixing to be real toxic. Because he loves those toxic roles. And yes, he plays it too well. Too well. Crazy. I could not. Oh my God. Yeah, that was a lot going on. Mm-mm. No, I didn't see Honk for Jesus. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I want to say, what was it was a documentary. I can't think. Oh, no. No, Priestess Erica. I just seen that. Yeah. Emily in Paris was so messy, but I think I just like the atmosphere. I love the cinematography, the music, and I really kind of love Emily. I love the fashion part of it. Paris. It was different. I like a little different. That was different. I could do a little different. Mm-hmm. The clothes, yes, little different. It was different. It was different. Mm-hmm. Do you watch any of the Star Wars series on? I don't. I don't. I haven't watched any of that. College Hill. I haven't watched that. I'm trying to think. It was something, and I kept saying, "I've got to see." We have to find something good to watch. I'll tell you off the rip. No P Valley. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No P Valley. None of that. I can't do it. I'll have to sit outside while y'all discuss it. I mean, y'all can watch it. But I can't. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to. Reasonable Doubt. I don't even know if they come back out with a part two. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. Mm-mm. That took me. Woo. Uh-uh. Let's see. It was something else that I seen that was good. Yeah. Oh, anime. Now I've seen some really good anime. I've seen animes have some of the best stories. Bridgington. What is the Bridgington? Why does that sound familiar? Oh, I already did I tell y'all already about Kristen Dior? I told y'all about Kristen Dior. I seen that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the Wong Tong series. I heard that was good. Astronaut Warrior. You know what? Uh-uh. None of that. None of that. We need some new world stuff. I want some new world stuff that we can. uh 50 Shades of Grey. Oh, no. No. No, I don't want to see that. I didn't like the other 50 Shades. Hell, I'm 50 Shades. I don't need nobody else pretending to fantasize. No bad girl club. Mm-mm. No, we're not doing that. No bad girl club. Mm-mm. We not doing that. I'm trying to think. Y'all see, I can't even think. When I get off of here, I'm gonna remember what show it was I needed to ask you guys if you watched. I can't think of it. How about the lady from Brownstone Sues? The lady that I know. I heard something about that. Mm-hmm. Mm. You still watch Charm? Oh, Charm. Oh, I didn't know. I haven't seen Charm. They have an Oracle Council. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sure somebody around there that's writing for them is tapped in. I'm sure. Mm-hmm. I like that too. CT's 22. I do Asian shows from China and South Korea. Mm-hmm. Cleopatra. I love Cleopatra. That was so good. That was so good to me. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I'm laughing at y'all. I'm laughing at y'all. What was the story that what is it? It's on Netflix. Will Mina, Will the Mean, with the girl who goes home for her friend's wedding. She got a drinking and a drug problem, and she has to get clean and get healthy before they let her come back to America. And she's supposed to have that high powered job. Mm-hmm. Do y'all know that one? Oh, Keisha Cole. I was just talking about Keisha Cole. I remember when Keisha Cole had her show on TV. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Everything Keisha Coles does is pretty good. Mm-hmm. uh, yeah. Her mother, Frankie. I'll shade of Frankie. Yeah. Stranger Things. I just couldn't get into Stranger Things. I just could not get into Stranger Things. I just could not. I don't know. I don't know. Something about the intro. It just didn't it just didn't grab me. It didn't. Mm-mm. Riches on Prime was highly entertaining. Okay. I'm a Virgo on Amazon. Okay. Maybe that's a good one. Maybe that's a good one. Okay. Okay. I haven't watched a good cooking competition in a minute either, Brittany Vibes. But you guys know that's one of my favorite things. I absolutely love. I get so mad at What's the one with the three chefs where you have to cook the three meals? Chopped. I get so pissed at Chopped though sometimes because I see what they be doing. And a lot of times it really just gets under my skin. By the way, shouts out to Chef Amir because she won Chopped. Did y'all know that she was on Chopped and she won? And I got a chance to know ahead of time that she was going on. And we had a chance to talk to her, and she went on there and did her thing. It was amazing. I love all of the British bake-offs. They have the best competitions ever. I love it. I love when they go in the tent. I love when they have to put the dishes together. I love the children when they do it because the kids is off the chain. The kids is off the chain. The children is off the chain when the kids do it. They are off the chain. Actually, we've had a few chefs that are part of Planet Remix. Diva Dishes was on Chopped, and Chef Amir was on Chopped. And we had another brother. He's gonna get me, but I can't think of his name right now. But he was also on Chopped as well. But I love watching Chopped because you can always tell in the beginning when they start making their dishes. And my thing is, if I ever go on Chop, I would never be in the middle at that middle station because that's the cut station. And everybody knows that when people get cut on Chop, you're in the middle station. Stay away from the middle. That's the cut station. That's the chop station. The other thing that you know when you go on Chop, do not make ice cream. Everybody knows the ice cream machine doesn't work. It's broke and it's going to pull you down to the last second. And chances are it's going to ruin your dish. It works when it wants to work. Everyone knows that. It works when it want to work. That middle station, that's the cut station. Everybody there, slice, get cut. Don't get that middle. Mm-mm. But I love the cooking shows. I love the British cooking shows. I love them. Mm-hmm. I really do. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Shark Tank. Haven't seen Shark Tank. You know what I miss? I miss The Prophet. I love that show with Marcus and The Prophet. I love that. Mm-hmm. I really love that. I don't even know if it still comes on anymore. That's right, Nicole. Stay away from the middle station and stay away from the ice cream machine. They kill me. And then they'll say, chefs, 2 minutes left to go. Oh, I was thinking about making this sorbet, but I had a plan. I'm going to go and I'm going to get ice cream. 1 minute, 39 seconds. They're dumping the stuff. I'm like, really? What did you think was going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't like that. The other thing is on Chop, when they think they done made the best dish, it's usually when they say, I would have just a little too salty for me. Yes, and they kill me. Yes, Nakiba, leaving ingredients off the plate. And then here's my thing. You done sweated and dribbled all in the judge's plate. And they done watch you sweat and dribble. And they got to eat it? You're not going to get a good score. You're just not. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Rock the Block, HGTV. Love my HGTV. I love that. That's a good one. $1 million listing. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tiny homes. I love tiny homes. I like to watch the tiny home. Mm-hmm. Erica, you mentioned somebody, Priestess Erica. Ah, hey, the Healing Coast. Rock the Block. I love Rock the Block. Bring back Tabitha and the Salon Lady. I love Tabitha. Tabitha was raw. She was no some nonsense. Tabitha didn't play with them. She would go in them salons and then she would tell the person, come with me. Because she was like the restaurant guy. Tabitha would say, come with me, come with me, come with me. Is this how you run your salon? No wonder you're $500,000 in debt. No wonder your family is falling apart. Do you see what your stylist is doing? And then they had crazy owners that one time I was watching it where the shop owner would sit at home, have cameras in the salon, and she would watch them all on camera and call them when they was doing something they have no business. Tabitha was off the chain. Tabitha was a beast. She would go at them. Project Runway. You know what? I love the first 2 seasons of Project Runway. It was really good. Project Runway. I love that. That's kind of my background. I love the little whole fashion thing. Project Runway was so good. That was really, really good. I'm trying to think of what else. Like it's I just haven't found that show lately, as of late, that I just really have to watch. Yeah, HGTV and YouTube will have you at Home Depot, Lowe's, somewhere else, and wanting to redecorate your whole entire house. But I love Project Runway. And they would always panic towards the, oh, wait. Now, excuse me for all my vegans in the house, but there's a show on Netflix and it's the barbecue bake off. Anybody watch that barbecue? I'm not going to say nothing else about it. I'm just going to tell you, you're not watching for the meat. So if you don't eat meat, that's fine. You're not watching for that because my daughter's vegan. So you, you you're not watching for the meat. It's the commentary for me. I watched one episode of Ready to Love. And you know what I realized? I can't speak on that. I think I signed a non-disclosure statement for some of that right now. I'm gonna have to leave that alone. But anyway, that barbecue, let me tell you. Yes, Shaniqua, they are hilarious. They are hilarious. When I say hilarious, speaking of which, here's another show that I realized I thought I wanted to watch it. It was kind of a guilty pleasure in a sense. But I realized I wasn't grown enough to watch it. And that was Love After Lockup. I just have a very low tolerance for foolishness. And I watched that show and my mind just kept thinking, who thought of this? And then I realized no one thought of this. This is actually happening. And people are actually doing this. Like before the cameras. I couldn't do it no more. Mm-mm. And after that whole debacle with Monique and Derek, and the whole debacle of the jewelry trader and the heist jewelry guy who went to prison for embezzlement and theft, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. And what took me over the edge is when the sister had the young little girl and she was getting ready to go pick up her prison boyfriend and said she loved him because she liked the way she seen him dance in a video. I realize I'm not grown enough. I'm not grown enough to watch that. So I had to leave that alone. Court TV, I'm always going to love it. I'm always going to love. I'm for paternity court and court TV. I can do that. I can watch that. I can watch that. I can understand that. In one of my past lives, I was a lawyer. I was a judge. I could get it. I understand that. I don't even know if we can call them simple, Tammy. They not simple. They got something else going on. I don't know. I just couldn't do it anymore. It was entertaining at first, but then it got real sad for me. It got real sad. It got real sad. It got real sad. But I love paternity court. I do. I love paternity court. I haven't watched it in a long time. My goodness. Mm. But every time she gets that envelope and says, "And you are the father." We done spent the hour and 50 minutes. The child is 14 years old, and you are the father. And when she says, "Jerome, hand me that envelope." Yeah, the paternity is cool to watch. Oh, Nakiba. You're wrong for that, Nakiba. The man from last night with his blank paper. See, I can't tell y'all nothing. Y'all don't forget nothing. Y'all don't forget nothing. Oh, I need to go to bed. My goodness. Any more collective questions? But let me tell you, DNA, and we'll eventually get an update on that because your DNA can change. If anyone has ever had a blood transfusion, then you're not going to match your DNA. You're not going to match your mama DNA, your daddy DNA, or whoever had the blood transfusion. It's going to come up to say you are not the mother or you are not the father because your DNA has changed. And there is also certain treatments and medication that can change your DNA. I also feel that there is certain consciousness that can change your DNA. What's a good show for lifting your vibe? Any of the cooking shows with children. If there's any children, and I love the British Bake Off with the children. Oh my goodness. Talk about something to lift your vibes and have you laughing forever. Them kids out of this world. And really have some serious cooking skills too. I love watching the cooking. Any of the shows with the kids on it, I absolutely love it. Yeah, I can watch that. I could watch that. Undercover Boss. I haven't seen that in a long time, but I love that show. I do. I love it. I love it when the when the boss realizes what's really going on in their company and the people who treated them like crap, when they find out who they are, they start changing. I love that. But I also loved it for the gifting part because they do so many amazing things. I think we need more of those things. in the world. I would love to be a undercover boss. I would love to do that. Hmm. Yeah, I would love to be on that show to do that for the undercover boss. I love that. I love to see when they just go in there cuz sometimes, it really shows, how we talk about walking in someone else's shoes. I think sometimes we lightly think we can speak on someone else's journey, someone else's life, something they've done. And even if we've been there, just not knowing how they went through the process, could be different based on what um, things that they're being faced with in their life. So you get a chance to see that from another perspective. You get to get outside of your perspective and see that. But I love it at the end when they take off all the mustache, the beard, the wig, dyeing their hair, and they come back and say, my name is such and such. I love it when they bust them out and when the employees really know, like, we know who you are. Even though you're trying to pretend we don't know you, we know who you are. I love that too. Hmm. I love that. That's good. That's really good. Yeah. Hmm. Well, listen, y'all tired yet? Are y'all sleepy yet? We're just here. We're just really chatting. What is the show you're going to add to your list? What's the show? Yeah, I've cried on some of the undercover um boss shows. Mhm. I love Shark Tank. I like Shark Tank and I love Mark Cuban, not just cuz he's in Texas and he owns the Mavericks, but I love him cuz you always know when Mark is out. Do y'all know how you always know when Mark is out? When Mark says, "I'm out." You know how you know? Whenever Mark starts talking, he's out. When Mark says, "I think you have a really good thing here." And you know what I think you should do? I think you should keep doing exactly what you're doing. You need to just keep going because this is going to be something great. And you have something here that's amazing. Just keep going. And for that reason, I'm out. Whenever Mark starts telling you how great you are, Mark is out. He's out. He's out. He's out. The Terrell show, you talking about T.O.? I remember when I seen him in person. And I said, "Oh my gosh, you're larger than life." And he winked at me and he said, "That's because I am, baby." That's a real story. My daughter's dance team was dancing halftime for the when he was playing for the Cowboys. And we were going through the tunnel and I was like, "Oh my God, you are larger than life." He winked at me. "That's because I am, baby." Mm-hmm. It's because I am, baby. Oh, oh my God. Oh, speaking of which, the Dancing Dolls and Donna. Love it. Love the Dancing Dolls when they came out. I love that show. Love them. Love them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, y'all talking about a different show. My bad. I thought y'all was talking about the football player. But anywho, listen, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here because you know what's gonna happen? What is going to happen? Oh, the glass blowing competition. I haven't seen that, Nicole. And I have a lot of hand blown glass from Italy and from Czechoslovakia. Some where I actually picked the colors of the glass. I got some fish and they blew the fish in front of me. They just made it. Yeah, I'm going to get ready to go. You know why? Because what's going to happen is later today, y'all are going to hit me up and say, are you going to do a show tonight? Ms.Blue, can't wait for you to come on. I got some questions, Ms.Blue. Are you going to take calls tonight? That's exactly what y'all are going to say. Y'all are going to say that. Y'all are going to act like this never happened. So what time are you coming on, Ms.Blue? You going to come on a little later? Ooh, so glad, Ms.Blue. I was about to go to sleep, but I remember you're about to come on. Hint, hint. Can't wait to see you in Planet Remix later tonight, Ms.Blue. Yeah, that's what y'all are going to say. This is the first time I hear you doing voices, and I do voices and sound effects all the time. You must haven't been listening to me for a long time. You woke up and it's nearly 9 a.m. in London. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's right. There you go, Erica. We will see you at 10:30, Ms.Blue, right? That's how y'all hit me up on text. And y'all do it so smooth. Y'all are so smooth. Hey, Ms.Blue, I was going to ask you a question. I'll just wait till you come on tonight. So glad I stayed home from work because Planet Remix is coming on tonight. I'm like, you know what? I love it though. I absolutely love it and love you guys. Yeah, this really could have been, you know what? We're going to take a road trip and I'm really working on how to do it. Um I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want to do it here or if I want us to just kind of, get in a spaceship and all go together and just kind of go privately. Like back in the day, we used to go shopping together. I feel like we need another shopping trip. Maybe we'll go shopping together. Maybe I'll plan a shopping trip for us. Do y'all remember when we used to go shopping? And we used to do all kinds of things. So I don't know. I'm a work out. I'm gonna work out the logistics of it. But I really want us to take a road trip. I found some good cosmic places for us to hang out at that I'm pretty sure you guys don't know about, or you would have already kind of spread the word. But maybe it's time to go on a shopping trip. I'm going to figure out the logistics and then we're going to do it. It's pretty cool. And we're going to do it. But you have to be on your best behavior because, back in the day, I would take people to these sacred spots and y'all would go in there and kind of show out. And then they would tell me, don't bring your people back, Blue. Don't- Do not bring them back. Do not. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go hang out. We're gonna hang out, but we may have to. I may have to tell y'all where to meet me at. We might get kicked out of the blue room over here because they may not understand all the stuff that we doing. So we may have to meet somewhere else. But I'll let y'all know. Sheila says, what? I be letting them play when I sleep, getting all the knowledge. Miss Blue be saying download, 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 but I be getting up. Yes, Sheila gets major uploads. If you haven't watched her videos, you have to. So, but yeah, I'm a plan something. I'm working on it, but I got to get the logistics right. It's just got to be right, the logistics. Um, and we'll take a little, we'll take a little astro trip and go together. But yeah, so I'm glad to know everything is working good tonight. We didn't get kicked out or kicked off or. And let me stop teasing. We didn't get kicked off. We can never get kicked off. Mm-hmm. That's right, astronaut warrior. No twerking on sacred ground. Wait a minute. Before I go, I'm going to tell you this something funny. Baby Blue seen a license plate and she said, "Oh," she was on the phone with me. "I see a license plate that say sacred." And I said, "Are you sure it says sacred?" And she said, "Yes. Why are you saying that, Mom?" I said, "Because scared and sacred is almost the same word." And I remember one time I was writing something for social. And I was in a hurry, and I'm not the best speller. And I wrote scared instead of sacred. So I can't remember who it was. They said, "Wow, Miss Blue, it's going down tonight." I said, "Why do you say that?" She said, "Because you said it's getting ready to be a scared ride." I said, "I did?" I said, "Oh no, I meant sacred." I said, "But come to think of it, sacred and scared ain't but one vibration away." I just had to tell you that. So I shared that story with Baby Blue today. I said, "You sure the license plate say sacred? You sure it don't say scared?" I mean, look at the words. Oh my goodness. April the Crystal. Now you done made me come into a whole nother level of blue. She said, "For the galactic phone call, will I email for the call? Want to make sure I'm there for it." I know you're joking, but I'm going to clean it up. No, you're not going to contact me for the galactic phone call. When you purchased the bundle pack and you had to do the one that said the telepathic mystic call plus the galactic e-files volume 2. When it's time, because it's going to happen in the month of July, the same email address you signed up with will be the email address that you received the information for the call. But I will announce it, but it's not going to be the first day of July. It will be sometime in July. Yeah. So you won't miss it. If that's the package that you purchased, then you will definitely be on the list. So you don't need to email me. But by the way, Scan the QR code there that says tap. Oh, what did I do? Tap the magic. I forgot this was touchscreen. And if you've purchased anything, please leave a review. That would mean so much to me. Um, and yeah, leave a review. And I know for those of you who are purchasing for the month of July, it's too early for that. But if you purchased the Galactic Frequency Volume 1 and you haven't left a review, do it. If you have the Akashic Files, please do it. If you have the Lucky Blueprint, Soul Fit, H2O, Elevation, any of those, attended any of the workshops that's on there, Galactic Frequency, all of that, Enchanting Magic, any of that, that would mean so much. I know you guys always want to know how you can give back. Just go there and use the email you signed up with, and it will verify. Um, it'll say that you're a verified person, you know, like you actually did purchase this product. And also come back and leave a, I don't know if I'm gonna leave this up. I guess we'll leave it up. So what? We just here having a beautiful time together. So we can leave this up. And but so many times new people who have found Planet Remix, who are listening to Planet Remix, have said it's been something in the comments that you all have left that really sort of changed and sparked something in them. So I want to encourage you whenever possible, if you're listening on iTunes, Amazon, iHeartRadio, here on YouTube, or wherever you're listening, to make sure you leave a review. Yeah. Thank you. I love your oils and spiritual baths too. I actually was making some spiritual baths as well. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I'm just I got a lot of things I need to. When I am taking in downloads and upgrades, I like to stay creative. That really helps me sort of kind of integrate when I'm being creative. And I have some other stuff that I really want to get to. And I will. And the oils, I still love I Feel and I Am. I still haven't got the rest of the collection. As you guys know, that's one that me and my daughter did together. I'm very proud of that. I'm also working on the decks. So it's a lot of things. But all in due time, to come together. It's just so hot right now. I don't know about where you are in the world, but it's so hot right now. I thought about making some paper, but the thought of being in the garage and it being so hot, I'm gonna have to wait till it gets cooler and think about making some paper and doing that. So, but I thank you all for your love and support. And scan that QR code. I think that makes it easier. Do you guys think it makes it easier? What is this? Yeah, so I'll start doing that even more. Hey, Priestess Cinnamon, I just realized that's you. At least I think it's you. hmm I really enjoyed this chat and chill session. Us just kind of talking. I got all kinds of things going on, flowing, and all kinds of stuff. Probably because I need to go lay my butt down. I've been up since about, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock this morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Nakiba. So I'm glad. Did y'all scan the code? I didn't hear it once. You know what I didn't hear tonight? It didn't work. Because my spirit guides was tapping me. Every time I put them links up, you guys say it doesn't work. So I said, you know what? We've got to upgrade this. So there we go. We got to upgrade this. So I'm glad that the code worked. And a different little thing for the visual. It's going to be lots of different things coming, but you know, as the song goes, no rush. Well, I don't know. Some things will be not a rush, but they will get done. They will get done when they need to get done. But I feel myself recalibrating, which means it's time to go to bed. You know, when your voice gets to doing all that, well, my voice, and it starts going through all the octaves on the piano, it's time to lay it down. I hear spaceships outside my window. I don't want to look though, because that's another 5 hours. So I'm just going to let the lights flicker, the sound go on, and act like it never happened. No, really, it is happening right now, but I'm not fixing to look. If I hear something in the newspaper or on the internet tomorrow about sightings, then hey. Yeah, they really are, Lilith Falon. And crop circles. Let me tell y'all, I had the craziest dream a couple of nights ago that I was going somewhere and it was like a whole bunch of people and we were like all excited. We was in the car, dressed, you know, we was in the car ready to turn up. I kept saying we must be getting ready to go to a party. All of a sudden the driver pulled over on the side of the road, told everybody to get out. We got out and I was looking at crop circles. And I remember thinking, what the? And everybody kept saying, what is it? What is it? And I kept saying, it's a crop circle. They was like, what? I said, yeah, it's a crop circle. They was like, what is it? What is it? It's a croc circle. Yeah. And we were around croc circles. It was a whole bunch of them. And the patterns were so beautiful. And the crazy thing, when you got close to them, they changed patterns. So just when we would go and try to reach them, they would change patterns. They would change patterns. No Chicken Little here, Galactic Sea. None here. But yeah, it was croc circles. That was an real interesting little vision dream. But yeah, we were all excited and the driver was like, yes, get out, everybody get out the car, get out the van. We all got out. And I was like, croc circles. Right. Thinking we about to hit the spot. And we went to go see croc circles. Oh. Oh, I was wondering. I was like, what? No Chicken Little. Oh, you said he didn't see them in that movie. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Galactic Sea. Yeah. Yeah. That was a really cool vision. Really cool vision. Really cool vision. It was. Yeah. So I'm sure crop circles are going to be on the horizon. Oh, he saw a croc circle in the movie. What movie was that anyway? I don't know if I watched a movie that had crop circles in it. I don't think so. This is a new movie or an old movie? Oh, it's a cartoon. She said, I got 5 babies. It's a cartoon. I love cartoons. Speaking of which, I miss Saturday morning cartoons. I think if I could bring something back from childhood, it would be bring back Saturday morning cartoons. Mhm. I was watching a program and they were talking about where we got this whole notion that breakfast was the most important part of the meal or of your day, like eating breakfast being the most important meal of the day. How many of you grew up knowing or being told that breakfast was the most important meal of the day, or that's something you sort of live by? Anybody here thinks that breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Well, actually, how that got started was through a cereal company. And the cereal company wanted people to eat the cereals in the morning. And that's how that got started. So they started General Mills, yep, and they started saying that through the promotion and the commercials. And everybody started taking that on to be to be some sort of health thing. Like, oh, the most important meal of the day. Yeah, breakfast, breaking your fast. Yeah, you're breaking your fast with some stuff that's going to cause you to be sick later. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some real interesting studies about cereal and what they had in cereal and what cereal was doing to our bodies and the milk. But that's what it was for that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I say bring back the Flintstones to watch them. You know, wait a minute. Did somebody say they were hearing noises? Did I just see a comment that someone said, why am I, Manifest Glory says, why do I hear explosions in the Bay Area at night? I believe a lot of it is coming from the sea. A lot of it. It's a lot going on in the sky and in the sea. It's a lot. You know, remember in New York where they were hearing that sound at night? It's like some sort of whistling sound. You know, when you open up these different portals in the galaxy and different things open up, even from Earth, you can hear. Because I truly, really feel that we are not living on Earth, we're living in Earth. We just think we're on top of Earth. Yeah, yeah. There used to be a YouTube channel, and I can't remember it. Um, but there's like this guy who like tracks all that, and people send information into him um, when they hear these sounds and all of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff going on. Like really, nothing for us to be afraid of. Um, Nothing for us to be afraid of. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that may be it. Mr. MBB. Yes, he does really good. Um, Thank you for that. Is it CT22? Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but thank you for that. Yeah, yeah, they do a lot of that. Nakiba. Nakiba said, jokes on cereal companies, they are just as good at night. They really are. They have that healthy cereal company now, because you can put almond milk and you can eat the healthy cereal, the cereal that's good for you. And yeah. hmm But yeah. All right, y'all. We're about to cross that threshold of no return. If I stay here any longer, I will see y'all on Friday. Any longer, and it's Friday. No, I'm just teasing. But no, I think we can. I think we can go. We kind of dwindling ourselves down. But I really loved us spending this time together. Kind of remind me of when I was little and would watch the Carol Burnett show. I used to love when she did her little singing at the end of the show on the Carol Burnett show. My parents used to, well, let me not lie. My daddy wasn't watching no Carol Burnett. My mom used to watch it sometimes. Not my dad, but my mom would watch it. The Disney Channel. That's a whole nother other. Whole nother other. Well, everyone, I hope you're going to be doing your H2O elevation and also diving in. I just can't wait for you all to hear um, the Galactic E-Files Volume 2. Lots of juicy things in there. And yeah, I can't wait for y'all to dive in and start doing some of that work because July is here. Like literally, July is here. It just feels like it's around the corner. And truly, it is around the corner. It truly is. I definitely, I, I definitely asleep on the couch a few times and had to go in and out. Love you too, Shayla. Thank you all for hanging in there. Thank you for all of us just coming together and chilling. I think it's good. I think that we do this. More often we'll get a chance to do it. I want to do a whole sort of kind of poetry, singing, just kind of chat and chill, kind of remix style night. We got a lot of poets in the building, a lot of singers in the building. Let y'all come on and open up your throats a little bit and kick some lyrics. Hey, Gio, you still hanging in there? Half of y'all, I thought y'all was asleep. Y'all wasn't saying nothing. Oh, you gonna sing for us, Galactic Sea? I love it. Hey, Karen, I didn't know you was still awake. Yeah. And we can do some comedy, but the jokes can't be on any of us. No jokes on us. But we're here for some good laughs. I sure am. So yeah, you can tell a few jokes. You want to come on? You got some jokes, Melissa? You want to crack some jokes? I'm glad you woke up too, Priestess Cinnamon. Your mom is asleep. You know what? You know what, Gio? Oh, oh my goodness. Yeah. So yeah. Cosmic comedy. I love it. Get up here. We can crack some jokes. We can get a little chuckle, get a little laugh, little giggle, little hee hee. Yeah, we can do some jokes. I think that would be good. Do a couple of writing exercises for those of you who remember when we used to have the Mojo Magic show. And then I would do the training exercises for your spiritual gifts and psychic abilities. And I would say, matter of fact, let's do it right now. I'm going to tell you, I have 3. This is just how we used to do it. And we used to stay on those Blue Blast calls sometimes for 24 hours. I'm going to pick 3 crystals. And I want you to use your psychic abilities. Now, keep in mind, I was doing this over 15 years ago. And I want you to tell me what crystal or what object do I have in my hand? Yeah, I'm going to make it different things because y'all are too smart for your own good. Okay. Are y'all ready? And then we're going to get out of here. So I have these objects in front of me. And one of these objects I have in my hand. Is it my pen? Is it my amethyst crystal? Or is it my lip gloss? Which one am I holding in my hand right now? Is it my pen? Is it my crystal, my amethyst crystal? Or is it my lip gloss? I want you to tune into your psychic abilities because I am sending you the message. And my OGs that used to be on the Blue Blast call, I would do it just like this. So which one is it? And I'm looking. Someone said opal. Someone said amethyst, pen, lip gloss, amethyst, pen, lip gloss, amethyst, lip gloss. Hey, Priestess Gwen. Amethyst, pen, Galactic Sea, Crystal Final Answer, Geo, lip gloss. Tanika says pen. Karen says lip gloss. Anybody else? Who else want to get in? Get in now or forever hold your peace. And the object that I am holding in my hand is lip gloss. Lip gloss is what I'm holding in my hand. Lip gloss. Y'all know I can't stand for my lips to be dry. Lip gloss. Because right now I didn't talk so much. My lips is dry. So I got my Milani lip oil, lip gloss. Look at Coffee Jen talking about, yay, I was right. You didn't put an answer up. You don't get to claim that. Only people get to claim that. Geo said lip gloss. Priestess Gwen said lip gloss. Where's she at? Where's she at? Shayla said lip gloss. Who else? Demi said, no, Tammy said lip gloss. And that's it. The rest of y'all was on something else. Y'all was on, and Geo, I got Geo. Geo said lip gloss. Yeah, the rest of y'all was on something else. Lola, you said lip gloss. Let me stroll up. Lola. Lola, let me stroll up. Yeah, Lola said I changed my answer. But let me see what when you first said amethyst, Lola. Then Lola said I changed my answer. Nicole, no. See, y'all all came in after I said lip gloss. Why y'all just can't be like Kia? Kai said pen. Why y'all just can't be like the rest of them? Why y'all just can't admit that y'all didn't say lip gloss? But no, maybe we'll do some more. But we used to do some wild exercises on the Blue Blast calls. That's why everyone who's been listening to Planet Remix for a long time, that's why they can do all that stuff. Because we used to stay up for hours and I would just get more detailed. Do I got a grape? Do I got a fruit? What am I eating? This. I would go through all kinds of things. What am I feeling? What color do I have on? What color is my shoes? What color is my scarf? What color jewelry? I would do all of that. And we would just kind of go through this whole marathon of training ourselves. And we would do that on the Blue Blast call. So I may do that more because it really teaches you how to trust yourself even more. But I done said bye 100 times. I'm gonna get out of here for real, for real. Yeah, 'cause the sun gonna be coming up. I'll be like little Annie. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Yeah. So, well, I love you all. You all have an amazing, wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, night, and leave a comment. Because if y'all want to do this kind of chat, us get together a little bit more, leave a comment. I know, I get silly. When it gets late, I get silly. Even my own children tell me, go to bed, mom. You're getting silly. I get silly. I get silly when it gets late. I start channeling all kinds of shit. It's really interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, we will do more of it. I got all them notes from back in the day. I kept very good files from when we used to do this about 10, 15 years ago. So, y'all have a good one. Big love to you too, all of you guys, and have a good one. So, peace and love. We're going to get out of here. I feel like I need to play some music, but even though this is different, let me, you know what? I am going